A GTA woman is launching a human rights complaint claiming disability discrimination against her employer after she lost her job. But she didn't work for a small business. She worked for the provincial government. Even more shocking, she claims the news came just weeks after taking sick leave when she was diagnosed with cancer.
When someone's at the lowest point in their life, they can't fight, they can't say anything. It's cruel. It's despicable. It's evil.
In the fall of 2013, Lydia Mason received a deadly diagnosis. She had stage 2 breast cancer. She thought it would be the worst news she'd get that year.
They told me on November 23rd that I had breast cancer, stage 2, and I didn't have time to waste. I was basically on death's door. That's how critical it was. We did genetic testing and it proved that we had to expedite it.
But things would only go from bad to worse. After weeks of keeping her secret, the project manager who'd worked for the province for 14 years broke the news to her boss. She'd have to undergo surgery, chemo, and radiation.
Based on the fact that I had breast cancer, I met the criteria for short-term sickness benefits first, and I was approved.
10 days later, she'd go under the knife, and it was while she was recovering in hospital, just 5 weeks after leaving work, that she got the news her job no longer existed.
I was going through a lot with still having my bandages on me from my surgery, and on lots of medication. I remember, as if it was yesterday, receiving that phone call. What am I supposed to do now? What the hell am I supposed to do now?
One would think, working for the province, the provincial government, that there would be, better job security, that it would be a safer work environment.
A letter to Mason dated January 14th explained that due to business decisions, the Ministry of Education was reducing its number of staff, and one position in her unit, hers, would be considered surplus.
Do you feel like your cancer played a role in you losing your job?
Absolutely, 100%, without a doubt. I believe in my heart the fact that I was sick and I wasn't able to perhaps come back to work right away after my surgery, perhaps come back in between my chemotherapy treatments, as many other people do.
Mason remained on short-term disability for the rest of the 6 months that had been approved, but when she applied for long-term disability, she was denied. She appealed and is now on an unpaid leave and has to pay monthly into her employer's benefits plan. 4 years later, she's still battling the aggressive cancer.
I buy medication almost every couple of weeks. It's every day.
The cost of her care is part of the reason she's now launching a human rights complaint against the province, claiming disability discrimination. Her lawsuit is asking for $1 million in damages, but she says the money isn't the only reason.
I speak for everyone who is going through this very day. This situation is bigger than me. My mother actually went through the same thing.
Really, the mission is about protecting terminally ill workers and sending a message that we have zero tolerance for this kind of illegal activity.
And Mason's lawyer says her health has delayed the process of filing the human rights complaint, but they expect the ministry to get the notice within the next 24 hours. We did reach out to the Ministry of Education, who told us they cannot comment on internal human resources matters, but that the ministry takes health and wellness of their employees seriously and that they have substantial sick leave provisions in place.